everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day today. Okay. I have a couple of things, well, one thing to show you and one thing to mention about makeup. But I think there's a discussion that we need to have. I was on the latest video from AimeeRebecca. She's brilliant. I'll try to remember to link her channel down in the description box, but she is amazing, an amazingly strong woman, beautiful, talented, so smart, so jealous she's so smart. And I made a comment, I don't even remember what the comment was, but it prompted a very short discussion about a topic that I don't see very often discussed on YouTube, and that is peri-menopause and menopause. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. Before we go into the heavy-duty topic that I don't know very much about, I can only discuss my own experience on this and the very little that I know and have learned. I'm going to mention this. I put this on for the very first time today. My lips have swelled. They've gone down a little bit, but that's because this has disappeared a little bit. I didn't want to take it all off. I wanted to see how long it would last. But my lips swelled. And it's not a plumping anything. So it doesn't have a pepperminty anything, nothing like that. They just swelled. The other thing that happened, not with this, but this morning after my shower, I'm putting on my creams and whatnot, and all of a sudden I feel some bumps. What the bleep? I haven't had acne under here since my early 20s, since I went on the pill. My acne kind of started to disappear when I went on the pill. And I had zits. I had absolute zits. And the only thing that is different is the police. So I used it again today, and I will see tomorrow if I have more pimples. And if I do, it's going in the garbage. It was brand new. Like, I mean, I just took the seal off last week when I started to use it. So, there's an ingredient in there that is not very good for my skin. But otherwise, I tried to copy Taylor Wynn. She did a look last week which was absolutely gorgeous. I don't have the palette that she used. It was a ColourPop 5-pan palette, a fairly new palette, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And then she did it again for this week's video, but with a darker color, and that was gorgeous too. So I thought, okay, I'm going to use a light color. I've got the Blue Moon palette. So I almost used the darker color, but I'm like, I never have very good luck with blues. So I just went straight to the lighter color, and I like it. It's not easy. It's only one shadow, but it's not easy. And then the other thing I had to do was liquid liner. So my wings are very small. This one isn't too bad, but I couldn't copy it very well on this one. But I did it. I did it. So there you go. And I hope it looks okay. The other thing I did last night, oh, this is what happens when you watch too many YouTube videos. And there was a lady, I can't even remember, there's so many videos I watched. She was copying another lady on her video about doing ringlets, the old-fashioned ringlets with the cloth. So I asked my husband, I need an old t-shirt, and he went into his work clothes. Thank goodness for work clothes. and he gave me a t-shirt, and I shredded it just one side, and I have so little hair, I only needed 5 strips, and like, I mean, I brushed and brushed and brushed, and the ringlets were tight. I had to put my hair back because my hair was up to here. My husband was howling. Oh, it was hilarious, especially when I took the cloth out and he saw the tight little, it was funny. Having a bit of fun. Excuse me. I'm in babble mode. Okay, premenopause. Peri-menopause. I started that at 35. I had my last child at 32, and peri-menopause starting to set in at 35. Usually they say peri-menopause will last up to 10 years. I'm 53. So peri-menopause, I would get the hot flashes. I would wake up in the middle of the night soaked in sweat. This is going to sound gross, but we ladies know there's a little indent in here, a little lake that got filled with sweat. I would have to literally get out of bed and change my pajamas. I was so soaked. And of course the exhaustion, the headaches, you name it, it can be a symptom of perimenopause or menopause. It all can be. So up until December 27th, that was still going on, especially the hot flashes. The hot flashes would increase a little bit, and some months none, and some months more, and so on and so forth. And then December 27th, I got my period. Okay. Haven't had it since. We are what, the 20th of June today? Today's Saturday. I know that Wednesday's the 23rd, so 19th or 20th of June. And I haven't had my period since. But I cannot say I'm in menopause yet. You have to do 12 months before you can say you're in menopause. Am I premenopause or am I still perimenopause? I never had a hiccup. I was regular up until December 27th, the last time I had my period. I would always do 31 days, was never 28 for me. And after I had my first child, it was 36 days. I was good with that. But granted, after I had my daughter, it was, oh, good Lord, it was at least 18 months after I had my first, before I had my first period. It was because I was nursing. So I was good. I did 3 years without a period. And then I had number 2. But seriously, I was regular. And for a couple of years, I could even tell you that's going to happen on this date and at this time. And it was always in the middle of the night. I would always wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah, okay, let's go. But now, I could say I'm menopausal. 6 months to go. Menopause, perimenopause is not fun, people. It's not fun. Granted, I used to be terrified because I would hear when my parents had people over, the older women would talk and they would talk about these symptoms. And I was an only child, so I was always around the adults. There were never any other kids around, so I was always around adults, so I got to grow up a little faster in that respect. So I would hear everything, and they would complain at how bad it was. And throughout my entire adult life, I was terrified of menopause. Because I can't take any kind of estrogen because I'm prone to blood clots genetically, found out the hard way. because of hormones. So I knew that I couldn't take any kinds of medications. So I was completely terrified. And yes, it's bad, but compared to what the women I used to listen to, it's not that bad. So, yes, it's bad, but I can live with it. Maybe I can live with it because I'm in agony and it's not that bad compared to what I'm going through every day. Or it's not that bad because I used to hear horror stories and it seemed like they were going through worse. So I don't know. All I do know from my own experience is that I hate the hot flashes. I'll have the AC going at 17 in my room. I've got we've got the central air, but I need a separate portable AC in my room, just the way everything works in the house. It's so long. And anyway, and I'll have my Dyson cool air on full blast on me. I'm just sweating and sweating and sweating, and 5 minutes later it's gone. But I also have not, I used to be cold all the time. I used to, like, I would wear a jacket in the kind of weather we're having today, which is like plus stupid. I was that cold. And now I'll go outside in my t-shirt for 10 minutes and I'll be fine. And that's without a hot flash. It's almost like I'm a teenager all over again. Because when I was a teenager, I would just wear, in minus stupid, a sweatshirt and a blazer to go to school. And I was fine. So it's peri-menopause and menopause is a very personal experience because it is different for everybody. Just like everybody's period is different. I have known women who have never had cramps. Bitch. I have always had nasty, nasty cramps. But my cramps are nothing compared to somebody who has PCOS or endometriosis. So, in a way, I'm lucky. And I do feel that I was very lucky compared to some of those women who go through insane agony every month. So in that respect, perimenopause and menopause are very individual processes. I'm exhausted, have been for years, but also other factors are at play. I am so paranoid about being a little stinky that I literally do 20 swipes with the antiperspirant, so I don't know if I'm stinky. All I know is that right now it's so hot I have to go and do it again, and I will. I do not let myself get to that stage. I'm too scared to stink. I don't like that. I've always, when I was in grade 11, there was a girl that I was a friend with, and she didn't put antiperspirant on, and she smelled bad. And people would come up to me and say, "You need to tell her." And I'm like, how? And then when my girls got older, they started to stink, and I was like, "Hey, antiperspirant, go get it." Megan comes over here the odd time, antiperspirant. I've done that once or twice now. But they're my girls. I can tell them that because, you know, I want them to not smell bad. But how do you tell a friend? I know you're supposed to. But ever since then, I've been so paranoid about it. And then there's the sweats. I've been lucky I've not had to explain to anybody about the sweats. But, you know, you see the shirt with the points because you do this all the time. The other thing that happened around the same age as me starting perimenopause was me needing to use reading glasses because I used to have amazing vision. It used to be 20/10. Even though I have astigmatism and strabismus, it was still exceedingly great vision. And then all of a sudden, at 35, I start to need to use reading glasses. Even the eye doctor was surprised about that. So is it one of the symptoms of perimenopause, or is it just me getting older? And let's not get into the weight gain, shall we? I used to be a size 4. After I had daughter number 3, I would work out a lot, and I went down to 100 pounds. I'm 5'6". I'm very, very slim build, but I'm not short. And I went down to 100 pounds, and it was mostly muscle. And then, all of a sudden, was it my early 40s? When I hit 40? In my 40th year? What happened? In 5 days, not even a week, 5 days, I felt 10 pounds come on. My metabolism shut down. Shut down for 5 days. I felt the 10 pounds come on. I felt that again 3 times after that. So, I've always had an exceedingly fast metabolism. I was that kid, even in my 20s. I would go to McDonald's and have 2 Big Macs, 2 large fries, and a drink. And it's like, okay, where's dessert? I always, from little girl to my 30s, I would always eat like a horse. And then my metabolism started to shut down. Lasted 5 days at a time, about 5 years in between. My metabolism right now is very slow as well. And how do I know that? Because I eat very little, not by choice, I just don't have the appetite, and that's because my metabolism is slow. And because of the level of pain that I have, I should be needing even more calories, but I'm not losing weight. So my metabolism is exceedingly slow right now. And I've gotten the F word. For me. When you go from 100 pounds to 160, that's huge. And I don't have the energy or the ability to exercise now. Even folding laundry is a workout for me. Cleaning the bathroom, I have to do it in 3, like I'm talking about deep cleaning, because every day I do a spot clean. But doing a deep clean, I have to do it in 3 days. I have to do the sink and counter 1 day, the toilet and floor 1 day, the shower 1 day. I can't do it all in one shot. So I can't even exercise to lose weight. Menopause sucks. For me it sucks, but I know it sucks more for other women. So in that respect, I can't complain too much. Yeah, I'll bitch and whine about it. And my husband says, yeah, but we have to listen to you. We have fun that way. My husband and I have one of those relationships where we banter back and forth. I'll call him an a-hole and he'll call me a something. Tit. Likes to do that. and then we just like hug and cuddle a little bit. Not too much because it's hot. And then he'll turn around and make me a huge breakfast again like he did today. Like I've eaten for the day. I've had my eggs, my hash browns, and my toast. Oh, and I'm a celiac too, so it has to be gluten-free on top of that. But he spoils me, he really does. He is the one who found a recipe to make me peanut butter cookies, a 3 ingredient recipe, and he adds a 4th. He adds the chocolate chips in there. And I do have to say I pig out on those. I have to clean the bathroom after I eat. Get a little bit of exercise in at least. But he is very patient with me when it comes to the menopause thing. He really is. Because he knows, I'll stand there, winter, not now, winter, he'll be like, he'll see me. He said, go stand outside. Whereas he knows that I'll be sitting in bed with the fan blowing cool air at me all the time. It's like, no, go stand outside, it's better. But we need to talk more about perimenopause and menopause. We need to share our experiences. We really do. We need to do that. It's like that guy on TikTok. I think Josh from England. He is brilliant. You need to go see him. He goes out of his way to learn about women and periods and everything. He is amazing. He's hilarious too. So if you have TikTok, Josh from England, he's brilliant. But and I've made a few comments on there about stuff like that. And he's like, huh? And then he goes and researches it. Everybody tells him other stuff. And he does it. He tests it. It's hilarious. You have to go watch him. But the last thing I need to say is, AimeeRebecca, thank you so much for allowing us on your platform to start this discussion. I thank you so much for this and for inspiring me to give you guys a bit of a babble about my experience into perimenopause and menopause. Be sure to leave me a comment, like my video, subscribe to my channel. A bientôt!